This is the original Battle Cat, vintage Battle Cat, guys. And this one was done, the artwork on it was done really, it's in very good shape. The head, comes off, and then you're left with Savage. You had to pretend that this was Cringer back in the day when you had him. And this is what the original mask looked like. They didn't paint the eyes on the original mask. And I'm assuming that that's, a little tab. I guess it went under the... I guess it would have went under the original, the thing. And then it fit very snugly on his face, So it would have, like I said, it fit very snugly on his face. So there's the cool thing about that. And then this is the original saddle. This is his original pose, and you can see that I guess somebody really took good care of this guy because they touched him up. Of course, now his teeth aren't as touched up. They could do with some touch, but you can say that this guy was well loved. And we're going to compare him with Origins here. So I'm gonna take all my bad guys off of Origins here. This is Origins, and if you wanted to, of course, Kitty, my Kitty, has kind of, made a little bit. Like I said, these are the two Battle Cats side by side, and you can see with Panther, they still... Origin still stands pretty tall. And you can see that they paid a lot of homage to the original by the design of the saddle. And, as you can see, that the saddle and the face mask have aged. But, if you touched it up with red paint, you could make it look pretty decent. And as you can see with the vintage, they did not paint eyes on the mask. But you can see where the similarities begin with the original, And so this is the vintage, this is the Origins, and then you come over and you have the updated mask on Revelations. Now, the mold that they used was from Jim's Jungle Tiger, so you can see that they used the same mold. And this person, the paint job is really well done. It's a bright green, same as this color here, bright green. Makes the yellow, orangey, golden yellow stripes stand out. I think the yellow stripes, personally, stand out a heck of a lot better. Especially if they're well painted, stand out a lot better than orange stripes. Orange stripes do not stand out as well as bright green. And if I could, I would definitely repaint the Revelations cat so that he mimics these guys better. I'm just not good with paint jobs. But, yeah. These are the three Battle Cats. I'm still working on Panther, of course. I have a little version of Panther, and like I said, the big guy. But this is the difference between the Origins and, with the Monster Beast of Revelations, Origins is still kind of a beast because he stands taller. He's got a little bit more room in the saddle, but not by much. But you can tell that this is an upgrade to this version here. Now, you can take this version and stick it on this guy, and it would fit, but it wouldn't be it wouldn't look the same, But what you can't do is you can't put Revelations on these guys because it wouldn't work. But yeah, as to the iconic pose, now like I said, with Revelations you can make the iconic pose with his foot in front. Now the problem with Revelations is you can only do it with the front left foot. You can't do it, or the front right. You can't do it with the front left. These guys all have to have the left pose, but that's as close as you can get with the right foot on the Revelations guy. So shout out to the eBay people that sold this figure in a good condition, and I bought it from them, and I'm very pleased with that. So I'll leave them a good feedback. And so, as articulation, there is no articulation with the vintage figures. Not vintage figures, but the mounts. You have no articulation mounts, except for the new updated mounts, prior origins, and maybe somewhat in classic. And I would assume, probably a lot in classic, but not the little 2003 version, because the only articulation they had was the little button you press and his paws moved. So, yeah, I'm very pleased to have all of these, and none of that, my kitty Nyla, she rubbed so much on Skeletor that his hammock staff, and of course his blade fell off, and she knocked off both of them off my desk, so I had to fix that. So, if you guys wanted to see what Skeletor looked like on the vintage cat, Battle Cat, there we go. So, like I said, you could have Skeletor on the vintage, or you could have him sit on Origins and ride taller than the others. You know, if you wanted, like I said, if you wanted to make it look like that he has corrupted Battle Cat into serving him, mind-controlling Battle Cat, which, of course, can't do because he's got his mask on. But if you were to remove that mask, and let's say you removed it, and you got past, Battle Cat's lethal claws, then you could pretty much use Beastman and control Battle Cat, because he wouldn't be able to resist. So, like I said, now, once we get done with these, then we're going to go on to unboxing Skeleton God, and, we're going to do that. Now, I've only got 3 figures so far. I don't have He-Man yet, but I'm working on that. I'm going to get the Origins, hopefully to get the Origins Prince Adam and stuff, if I can, the Sky Sled, and, Origins He-Man, and use Amazon to get the rest of the Masterverse figures, because they're a little bit cheaper than Target. So, that's probably what I'm going to do. So now, I'm going to cut this video short, and we are going to go to Masterverse and do the unboxing now.